Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And this is something I got it running in the background. This is something that I've talked about briefly in the past, is listening to railroad traffic. And there's quite a bit of traffic depending on your location on the railroad frequencies, which is about 160 megahertz, plus or minus a few megahertz. And I can hear some activity locally on my scanners here in the Tampa Bay area, specifically in Pinellas County, because they use VHF, and VHF doesn't travel very far. And sometimes it gets kind of interesting. It's one of those things that you put on your scanner and just kind of let it run in the background while you do other things and just kind of listen to the background. Well, anyway, let me stop this. Stand by. See, I'm monitoring a radio on the internet on Broadcastify that's listening to CSX in the Tampa Bay area, over in Plant City. So that was pretty active. And CSX is the railroad company that does a lot of transportation of materials, not passengers. Now, what I'm showing you on the screen here, let me get this out of the way, is I belong to a lot of users groups on different subjects, specific radios, scanners, radios in general. Excuse me. And somebody posted a link to this map, which is a map of the Amtrak's in one of the Canadian railroad companies, and where their trains are. And it's updated every 4 minutes, it says, and you can track them. And I've recently, past couple of years, I rode on this train right here, train 91, which is called Silver Star. And you can see that it comes to Tampa, so I have to go to Tampa to catch the train, and then it goes this way towards Orlando, of which I have some relatives in Orlando. So I occasionally take the train to Orlando when I can get somebody to take me to Tampa and pick me up in Orlando. And it's only one way, it's only like $12. So, and it's kind of a fun trip to ride on a train for a change. Excuse me. So this particular train, 91, I think it goes all the way up to DC and then back down to Miami. It only stops in Tampa once a day. So it stops around between 5 and 6 p.m. So you have to pick it up there, and it goes from there to Orlando and then up the coast. So I just thought you'd be interested in it. It's something different, since shortwave reception right now is not doing too good. But I'm hoping, since we're going into the fall and the winter, hoping it'll improve, because it typically does improve some. I'm not sure exactly what causes it to improve, but it does improve, or at least the noise level goes down, so some of those stations that are buried in the noise right now, you can then hear and listen to it. So I have this scanner radio on the internet running in background here, and actually I stopped it, and I can pick up not Amtrak, because there's no Amtrak trains that I know of that come over to Pinellas County. The CSX does, and that's what I'm listening to here, but this is over in Plant City. I can hear it locally in Pinellas County on my scanner. Like I say, it's around 160 megahertz, and so I just put my scanner on search between 159 and 162 or something like that, 161. and I pick up the traffic because there's a bazillion frequencies that they use. Matter of fact, if I go back here to my history and let's click on history, and right here, this is radioreference.com, and here are all the frequencies they use nowadays. Just a gob of frequencies. Some of them are digital. There's sensors on the track to tell you if there's a problem with the track or not. And so you just get like a buzz or some kind of spurt of data. But it can be kind of interesting. Again, like I say, I don't sit there and just listen to it constantly. I just put the scanner on scan and I just have it running in the background. So if you're interested in something like that, I'll give you something a little different to do. Where the heck is my? To do when shortwave conditions are bad. Now, if you go back, whoops. Let's see, how do I get back? Well, I know one way to get back. This is a map. If you go back, and this is at asm.transitdocs.com. I'll put the link in the description below this video. And here's the basic website. And you can get train status by putting in a train number and a date that you want to see information about it. For instance, I can put in the 91, and I can put in, say, yesterday's date. Make it easy on myself. And there's what took place on that train yesterday. There's the places it went, when it arrived. Looks like right there it must have been late because that's marked red. And there's Tampa right there. There's where I would pick it up, Tampa Station. And what's a little confusing is that it says it's 12:23 p.m. I normally can only pick it up if I want to schedule a trip. It says it's around 5:30, so I'm not. That's a little confusing that it's showing 12:23 p.m. Estimated to arrive 6 minutes later. Yeah, I'm not sure what the confusion is there. Maybe at different days it's different times. That could be. Yeah. And then I usually take it to Orlando. So I didn't. Oh, I know what it. No, I don't know. I'm confused. This implies that it's leaving Orlando at 10 o'clock in the morning and then arriving at Tampa at 12:23. But let me see later in the day. No, it doesn't show later in the day. So it only goes up to. Well, it goes up. I'm confused. You know that's easy for me to get confused, but this doesn't seem to be. Let me just try a different date. Maybe there was something special. That was Sunday, so let me try to see if something special. Let's go to like a Monday, which is when I normally would travel there. And I'll find Tampa. Nope, saying the same thing. So maybe this is Eastern time or something. I mean, it looks about right as far as the seconds, but even Eastern time would be. That wouldn't be right either. I don't understand it. Let me see what this does. When I click on station history. Okay, that's for today, and that's where it is now. It's on its way to Miami. It's coming back down. That's interesting. It shows the weather in Tampa. That's interesting. a little weather prediction, and then there says more at Dark Star. Let me see what that is. Oh, cool. It's weather information. Dark Star? I've never heard Dark Star. Well, I think I have heard Dark Star, but it was the one that I was related to is showing the conditions at night when you want to use your telescope. That's why they call it Dark Star. It's interesting what you can find on the internet. I mean, unfortunately, I waste too much time on the internet looking for stuff like this for you guys. And that's kind of cool. I have to explore this some more. But anyway, my point was listening to railroad traffic can sometimes get interesting. And it's VHF, 160 megahertz. If you have local train traffic in your area, say within 25 miles, since it's VHF, it doesn't go very far, you could listen to this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have any more passenger trains coming to Pinellas County. You have to go to Hillsborough County, Tampa, pick up a train. And I like to ride on trains for occasionally. Now, here, I just looked at it out of curiosity. And what it would cost me to go from Tampa to Peoria, Illinois, where I know somebody. I wanted to pick something far away. And that would cost me $1,000. But that was with a separate room with some beds. It's a 56-hour trip. So it's over 2 days to get from Tampa to Peoria, because there's many stops along the way, of course. And you first have to, this is interesting, you first have to take a bus from Tampa to Orlando, in this case. I'm not sure why. I guess the train that goes from Tampa to Peoria, or doesn't go from Tampa to Peoria, you have to take a bus from Tampa to Orlando and then take a different train, the 98 train, for the rest of the trip up north. Anyway, if you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you have anything else that you can suggest that I look into, review, whatever, I do have 2 radios now coming this week. One of them should be fairly interesting. Somebody told me about it, that they had a special on Amazon on it, so I jumped on it. It should be an interesting radio. Anyway, that's it. Have a great day. I'm going to quit babbling. Bye-bye.